Serra was used to walking alone through the crowded streets of Istanbul. She had always felt lonely amidst the crowds. She had escaped the pressures of her family and come to the big city to attend university. She was trying to stand on her own feet, working at a café during the hours she wasn't studying. That day, she had finished work and was walking along the Beşiktaş shore on a slightly rainy evening. Lost in thought amidst the cries of seagulls, she bumped into someone. The coffee cup in her hand fell to the ground, spilling its contents. "Oh, I'm so sorry, I really didn't see you," the young man in front of her said, flustered. When Serra looked up, she saw the man looking at her with concern. His hair was slightly damp and he was holding some books in his hands. "It's okay," Serra said with a slight smile. "Actually, it was my fault. I was distracted." Their meeting had started in such an ordinary way. After that day, Serra and Baran kept crossing paths frequently. The coincidences seemed endless. They went to the same library, rode the same bus. Baran was studying law. He was calm and composed. Serra's energy and cheerfulness, on the other hand, captivated him. As the days passed, their friendship grew and turned into something else. They both knew it, but they were afraid. One day, Serra confessed her feelings to Baran. His eyes reflected a mix of surprise and sadness. "Serra, my feelings for you, they're real. But there are wounds in my past so deep. I'm afraid of hurting you." Serra could sense the pain behind Baran's words, but she didn't give up. "Everyone has wounds in their past. What matters is healing them together. If you'll let me, I'll be by your side." Baran took Serra's hand. From that day on, they spent more time together. Baran slowly opened up about the pains of his past. He had once lost someone he loved deeply and hadn't been able to cope with the grief. He had shut himself off. But Serra's patience and love slowly began to break down those walls. As months passed, their love grew. Baran found himself again with Serra by his side, and Serra was happy to help heal Baran's deep scars. But life doesn't always go as planned. News from Baran's family changed everything. His father had fallen seriously ill, and Baran had to leave for another city to be with his family. "I promise I'll come back," Baran said. "Just give me some time." Serra held back her tears. She had no choice but to believe in him. Days passed, and weeks turned into months. News from Baran grew sparse. Serra waited by her phone every night, but as Baran's calls dwindled, so did Serra's hope. One evening, a message from Baran arrived. "Serra, I still love you, but I'm not in a place where I can come back with this weight on my shoulders. I've lost my father, and I need time to heal. I don't want to keep you waiting. Please forgive me." Serra broke down in tears. She had lost the man she loved, but she understood him. She knew Baran had to fight his own battles. Years went by. Serra became a successful architect who stood on her own 2 feet. She still carried a piece of Baran in her heart, but had learned to move on. One day, as she was leaving work and taking a walk along the Beşiktaş shore, she bumped into someone. The files in her hands fell to the ground. "Oh, I'm sorry," said a familiar voice. When Serra looked up, she saw Baran standing in front of her. His hair was slightly longer, and his eyes, once filled with pain, now held a quiet calm. "Serra," Baran said softly, "I've been searching for you for years. Are you well?" Serra took a deep breath. Without thinking about the past pains, she focused on the beauty of the moment. "I'm well, Baran. life had taken them on had finally converged once more. The pains of the past were no longer barriers, but a foundation for starting anew together. And perhaps the most beautiful part was that they had found each other again, right there on that same shore.